Right, let's have a proper chat about something that's been bugging me for ages. It's a massive, massive problem, but we can all do something about it. I'm talking about food waste. Now get this, nearly 1/3 of all the food produced in the world for us humans to eat gets lost or wasted. 1/3? That's about 1.3 billion tons of perfectly good grub chucked away every single year. It's absolutely bonkers when you stop and think about it. Imagine buying 3 big shopping bags full of lovely ingredients, walking out of the supermarket, and then just dropping one of them straight into the bin. You wouldn't do it, would you? But that's exactly what's happening on a global scale every single day. Let's break it down even more, because the numbers are just mind-boggling. Every single day we're throwing away millions of tons of food. In the UK alone, households are chucking out around 4.5 million tons of food that could have been eaten. Think of all the beautiful loaves of bread, the forgotten bags of salad, the bananas that went a bit too spotty, all that love, energy and hard work from our amazing farmers and producers just ending up in landfill. It's not just about the crusts of your toast or the peelings from your spuds. We're talking about whole meals, untouched produce and food that's still perfectly edible but past a best before date that often doesn't mean much anyway. The madness continues when you look at it from a financial perspective. For an average family, this waste adds up to hundreds and hundreds of pounds a year. That's money that could be spent on a lovely family day out, a weekend away, or even just put towards the bills. It's time we woke up and smelled the coffee, or in this case, the perfectly good food we're about to waste. Now, when we chuck food away, we're not just throwing away a moldy bit of cheese or some wilted lettuce. We're chucking away so much more. We're wasting precious resources, we're wasting money, and we're wasting an opportunity to feed people who are going hungry. It's a massive ethical issue. There are millions of people around the world, and even in our own towns and cities, who don't know where their next meal is coming from. Yet we have all this surplus food ending up in the bin. It just doesn't add up. It's a total contradiction that we need to sort out. Think about the journey that food has taken to get to your plate. Let's take a simple apple. A farmer had to plant the tree, water it, protect it from pests and wait for it to grow. Then someone had to pick that apple, pack it and transport it sometimes thousands of miles. It goes through warehouses, gets put on a lorry and delivered to your local shop where a shopkeeper stacks it on the shelf. And all that energy, all that water, all that human effort and passion goes into that one single apple. So when we let it go wrinkly at the bottom of the fruit bowl and then bin it, we're disrespecting that entire process. It's a chain of hard work that we're breaking right at the very end. This problem of hunger is not some distant issue. It's right on our doorstep. Food banks and charities are working harder than ever to support families who are struggling to put food on the table. The demand is huge and it's growing. We have a surplus of food in one place and a desperate need for it in another. The challenge is connecting the two. Okay, let's talk about the planet, our beautiful world. Food waste isn't just a social problem, isn't just an economic problem, it's a massive environmental disaster. When we throw food into the bin, it usually ends up in a landfill site. You might think it's organic, it'll just break down, right? Unfortunately, it's not that simple. When food rots in a landfill, it's squashed down under tons of other rubbish without any oxygen. This process is called anaerobic decomposition. It releases methane, a greenhouse gas. Methane traps over 25 times more heat than carbon dioxide. It's seriously bad news for climate change. All those browning bananas, leftover takeaways, are contributing to the warming of our planet. If food waste were a country, it would be the 3rd largest emitter of greenhouse gases, right after the USA, right after China. That is staggering. We're making efforts like driving electric cars and using energy-saving light bulbs, which is great. But we're ignoring this huge stinking problem under our noses. Reducing food waste is one of the most effective things we can do as individuals to fight climate change. It's a solution sitting right in our kitchens. It's not just emissions. Let's talk water. Agriculture uses a massive share of the world's fresh water. A kilogram of beef equals thousands of liters of water wasted. Then there's land. We clear forests, we destroy natural habitats to create more farmland. A large chunk of that land grows food that ends up in the bin. The message is simple. Saving your food means saving your planet. It's all connected. Every carrot you save, every slice of bread you use is a small victory for the environment. Right, enough of the scary stuff. Let's get practical. How do we actually start cutting down on waste in our own homes? The single biggest weapon you have in this fight is a meal plan. I know, it sounds a bit boring, a bit too organized, but trust me, it's a game changer. It takes the stress out of the daily "what's for dinner" question and saves you a fortune. Just take 10 minutes once a week, maybe on a Sunday evening with a nice cuppa, and jot down what you're going to eat for the main meals of the week ahead. It doesn't have to be fancy, just a simple list. Monday, spaghetti bolognese. Tuesday, chicken stir-fry. You get the idea. Once you've got your plan, the next step is to do a shelfie. Take a picture of your fridge and cupboard shelves, or just have a proper rummage. See what you've already got in. Half a jar of pesto? Great. Plan a pasta dish, a couple of lonely-looking peppers, perfect for that stir-fry. This shop your fridge first approach is key. It forces you to use up what you have before buying more. You'll be amazed at what you can rustle up from odds and ends. That tin of chickpeas you bought 6 months ago could be the star of a brilliant curry. This little bit of planning helps you build a super smart shopping list, and here's the golden rule: stick to the list. Supermarkets are designed to make us buy more than we need. Tempting offers, beautiful displays, but with your trusty list in hand, you're in control. You're on a mission. You're buying only what you need for the meals you've planned. And be flexible. A meal plan isn't a prison. It's a guide. It gives you freedom and control, reduces stress, saves money, and most importantly, slashes your food waste. Get planning, people. Shopping smart is the other half of the planning puzzle. It's about being savvy at the supermarket. One of the best things you can do is to buy loose fruit and veg whenever you can. Why buy a plastic bag of 6 apples when you only need 3? Buying loose means you can get the exact amount you need for your meal plan. It cuts down on food waste and plastic waste at the same time. Double brilliant. And hey, don't be a snob about wonky veg. A carrot with a funny shape tastes exactly the same as a perfectly straight one, but they often get left on the shelf or even rejected by supermarkets. Show them some love. They're often cheaper too. Another biggie is to get your head around best before and use by dates. A use by date is about safety. Meat, fish, ready-made salads. You should not eat food after the use by date, but a best before date is about quality. It's the manufacturer's guess as to when the food will be at its peak. After this date, it might not be as crunchy, or the color might have faded a little, but it's usually perfectly safe to eat. Use your senses, look at it, smell it, and if it seems fine, give it a little taste. Don't just chuck it in the bin because of a date on the packet. When you're cooking, think about using the whole ingredient. Broccoli stalks, for example, are fantastic. Just slice them up and throw them in your stir-fry or soup. They're sweet and full of flavor. The leafy green tops of carrots can be whizzed up into a brilliant pesto. Potato peelings tossed in a little oil and salt and roasted in the oven make the most incredible crispy snacks. And batch cooking is your best mate. Make double, it takes no extra effort. So you've done your smart shopping, you've got your beautiful ingredients home. Now what? How you store your food is absolutely crucial to making it last. Get this wrong, and all your good planning goes out the window. Your fridge is a brilliant bit of kit, but most of us aren't using it properly. Did you know your fridge has different temperature zones? The top shelves are slightly warmer than the bottom. So keep things that don't need super cold temperatures up top. Cheese, leftovers. The bottom shelf is the coldest part, so that's the best place for raw meat. Fish. Storing them at the bottom also prevents any drips from contaminating other food. Salad and fresh herbs are notorious for going off quickly. Here's a top tip. Treat your herbs like a bunch of flowers. Pop them in a jar with a little bit of water in the bottom and keep them in the fridge door. They'll last for ages. For salad leaves, wash and dry them properly, then store them in a container lined with a piece of kitchen roll. The paper absorbs any excess moisture and stops them from going slimy. And please don't keep your potatoes and onions together. Onions release a gas that makes potatoes sprout much faster. Keep them in separate, cool, dark and airy places like a cupboard pantry. Your freezer is a magic pause button for food. It's not just for ice cream. Frozen peas. You can freeze so much more than you think. Got bread that's about to go stale? Pop the whole loaf in the freezer and just take out a slice at a time to toast. Bananas gone a bit too brown and spotty? Peel them, chop them up, freeze them. They are absolutely perfect for whizzing up into a healthy banana ice cream. Banana smoothies, even milk can be frozen if you're going away. Just pour a little bit out of the bottle first to allow it to expand. Leftovers. For some people, it's a dirty word. But for me, leftovers are an opportunity. They are the beginning of another delicious meal, not the end of one. Having a love your leftovers attitude is one of the most fun and creative ways to slash your food waste. Last night's roast chicken is tomorrow's epic chicken sandwich, a brilliant chicken salad, or the base for a hearty chicken and vegetable soup. That little bit of leftover bolognese sauce can be spread on a pizza base or stuffed into a jacket potato. It's about looking at what you've got with fresh eyes and thinking, what can this become? One of my favorite things to make is a fridge raid frittata or an omelette. They are the ultimate vehicle for using up small amounts of leftover bits and bobs. That last bit of cooked potato, the handful of wilting spinach, the few stray mushrooms, that chunk of cheese, chop it all up. Mix it with some beaten eggs and cook it in a pan. In 10 minutes, you've got a beautiful, nutritious and incredibly satisfying meal that cost you virtually nothing and saved all those ingredients from the bin. Stale bread is another thing people throw away all the time, and it breaks my heart. There are so many amazing things you can do with it. Whiz it up in a food processor to make breadcrumbs. Use them for coating chicken, coating fish, or for topping a pasta bake. Cut it into cubes, toss with oil and herbs, and bake to make crunchy croutons for soups and salads. Or, my personal favourite, make a proper old-school bread and butter pudding. It's one of the most comforting and delicious desserts on the planet, and it was invented specifically to use up stale bread. It's a testament to the ingenuity of our grandparents who knew the value of food. So get into the habit of storing your leftovers properly and visibly. Use clear containers and put them on a dedicated Eat Me First shelf at the top of the fridge, right at eye level. Sometimes, despite our best efforts, meal planning, smart shopping, we still end up with surplus food. Maybe you bought a multi-pack of something and realized you don't like it. Or you're going on holiday with a fridge full of fresh food, whatever the reason. Throwing it away should be the absolute last resort. There are brilliant organizations that can take this food and get it to people who desperately need it. Food banks are a lifeline for many families. They rely on donations, tins, jars, pasta, rice, cereals. Most supermarkets have a permanent collection point for the local food bank, usually near the checkouts. It's so easy to make it part of your weekly shop. Just pick up 1 or 2 extra items from their shopping list and drop them in the trolley on your way out. It's a small gesture that can make a huge difference to someone's life. It could mean the difference between a child having a hot meal or going to bed hungry. It connects your weekly shop directly to your local community in a really powerful and positive way. But what about fresh food? Food banks usually can't take fresh produce. A growing number of community fridges and larders can. These are fantastic grassroots initiatives where people can donate surplus fresh food and anyone in the community can come and take what they need. It's a simple, brilliant idea based on trust and sharing. If you have some spare apples from your garden, a few yogurts you won't get to eat, or a loaf of bread you won't finish, you can drop it off. Apps like Olio connect neighbours with each other, connect with local businesses so that surplus food can be shared, not thrown away. A quick search online will show you what's available in your area. When donating, safety is key. Only donate food that is unopened and within its use-by date. The idea is to share abundance, not to get rid of your rubbish. So there you have it. The problem of food waste is massive. It's complicated. It's shocking. It affects the poorest people in our society. It's doing untold damage to our beautiful planet. But this is the most important bit. It's a problem that we can solve. The solution starts right here with us. It starts in our kitchens. It starts with our shopping trolleys. It starts with our mindsets. This isn't about faceless government policy or a big corporation changing its ways. Important, but separate. This is about the power of individual action multiplied by millions. It's a proper food revolution. Everyone is invited. Don't feel overwhelmed. Don't feel like you have to be perfect overnight. Just start small. This week, plan 3 evening meals. Buy carrots loose, not in plastic. Make a soup from wilting vegetables. Each small change is a victory. Each meal you save is a win for your pocket, a win for society, a win for the environment. These habits become second nature. You'll be a food waste fighting hero in your own home. Talk about it. Share with friends. Share with family. Share with colleagues. More people aware and armed with solutions equals bigger impact. Let's make saving food cool. Make wasting food a thing of the past. We have the luxury of choice. choose to be better, choose to value our food, choose to value our planet, choose to value each other. You have the power to make a tangible difference starting today with your very next meal. Let's get cooking. Get creative. Stop wasting food. Fill bellies, not bins. We can do this. We absolutely can. Let's get to it. Lovely jubbly.